Have you ever applied for a job that seemed perfect for you, only to never receive a response from the employer? Or maybe you received an interview but ultimately didn't get the job, despite feeling like you were the perfect fit? If you're sitting there scratching your head wondering why, getting really frustrated or defeated, you're not alone. What if I told you that the job opening isn't real? In the recruitment industry, we call this a ghost job. This happens when a company posts a job opening, but it's not actually a real job. Instead, they're just pipeline building or gathering resumes for future positions. They may not have an immediate need to fill the position or may not have the budget for it yet, but they want to have a pool of candidates on hand for when the time comes. It may surprise you that sometimes they even start interviewing before the headcount is approved or the requirements are confirmed, leaving you thinking that you failed another interview. To be fair, employers may not always intentionally mislead job seekers or post fake job openings. The modern work environment is constantly changing, and companies may struggle to keep up with evolving business priorities and market demands. As a result, the job requirements for a particular position may shift quickly, causing confusion for applicants. For instance, I've personally experienced a situation where a senior manager role ended up getting approved as an executive level position due to organizational changes. This is just one example of how the job requirements can unexpectedly change, making it challenging for employers to keep job postings up to date. Let me share with you the job hunting journey of Eric. Eric is in the tech industry, and there have been rounds of layoffs happening in his company. He worries about his job security and has been looking for a new job for 3 months. The problem is that vacancies are scarce in this climate, and sometimes he only comes across one job post that could be a fit per week. He knows that with this kind of progress, he may not be able to land a job before he could be laid off in the next wave. One day, he gets a notification about a new opening for a rival company. He knew exactly what that role was doing and that he had everything right for the role. He applied for it immediately and got a call from HR within 24 hours for interview arrangements. He made sure he was well prepared and had a great conversation with the interviewers, only to never receive any news from them after the interview. 2 months later, he found out from his industry contact that the company had announced an internal promotion to take up the role he was applying for. He finally understood why he never got the job. He felt quite upset about that since believes they had a preference for their internal candidate the whole time. Especially since he had invested time and, most importantly, his expectations were high, given that he was so confident that he could be one of the best candidates for the job. I can see how tough it is for Eric to accept that, and all that he's thinking is, why? Why would they spend all that time on interviews when they already had an internal option? The reality is the company may still be required to compare several candidates and fulfill certain guidelines to complete the recruitment process. This is often done to demonstrate that the company is not being biased and is giving equal consideration to all applicants. Unfortunately for Eric, he felt like he was being used as a benchmark, only to find out the truth months after. Another possibility is that the advertised job has already been filled and would simply be an auto repost from job portals or platforms. This can happen when the job posting has expired, but the company has not yet taken down the listing. This can be frustrating for job seekers who put in time and effort applying for a job, only to find out it was never truly available in the first place. In some cases, if a company needs to replace an existing staff member without causing disruption, they may post a different job title or function to avoid revealing their true intentions. This can be misleading for job seekers who may think they are applying for a different type of role than what the company actually has in mind. That leads to another reason you may not be getting hired. It could be the job requirements listed in the job description don't actually reflect what the employer is looking for. This can happen for a variety of reasons, such as the hiring manager not being clear on what they need or the job changing after the posting was created. It's possible that the person who drafted the job description may not have fully understood the key requirements for the role. Or they may have reposted an old version of the job description without taking the time to tailor it for the current position. Employers may avoid being specific about their requirements due to business confidentiality concerns or because there hasn't been consensus within the organization on what the ideal candidate looks like. Therefore, when you think you are the perfect candidate for the role, the fact could be that you are being totally misled. But wait a minute. How about if you are sure that the opening is legit? Say you have your sources like insider news or something. In the movie The Devil Wears Prada, Miranda, the demanding fashion editor, expects her assistant Andy to be available 24/7. She doesn't care if they have commitments outside of work, and also expects them to anticipate her needs and preferences before she even has to ask.
She is vicious.
Andy almost sacrificed everything to meet these demands in order to become a successful journalist. But in real life, is that what you are willing to do? I have also encountered employers looking for someone with 10 years of experience in a field that has only existed for 5 years. Or employers who adopt a job allocation structure that is markedly different from others in the market. For instance, they might combine two distinct functions in one opening, or expect broad functional knowledge from junior positions, which is almost impossible for entry-level candidates to acquire. Such employers typically need to invest time in learning about the market situation and adjust their criteria accordingly, which could take weeks or even months. In some cases, it may be necessary to redesign the role or headcount to align with the market standard. Remember, you're not missing out on anything by not getting that job. After all, it's likely that this isn't the type of job you were looking for in the first place. Another possible explanation may be that the hiring manager is selective or has a very specific idea of what they're looking for in a candidate. There are hiring managers who insist on finding a candidate who checks all the boxes on their checklist. From a recruitment perspective, it's more realistic to aim for a candidate who is about 70% aligned with the checklist, and anything around 80% is considered a stroke of luck. However, there are still employers out there who have an extensive list of requirements and will only extend an offer if they find someone who meets 95% of those criteria. It's like trying to get into an exclusive nightclub with a strict bouncer. You almost feel like they just want to stop people from getting in more than anything. In my view, this suggests that employers are not in a hurry to fill the position, and it may be more practical to explore other options rather than trying to meet their stringent demands. The last reason happens quite often. It could be the position is extremely competitive, and you may be up against a large pool of highly qualified candidates. In some cases, there may also be internal or referred candidates who have an advantage over other applicants because of their existing connections within the company. In situations where a company receives hundreds of applications for a job opening, they may only have the resources to review the top few candidates in the initial screening. This tends to occur more frequently when the supply of job seekers exceeds the demand for jobs, giving employers a larger pool of applicants to choose from. It's like trying to get the last slice of pizza at a party, but instead of pizza or food, you are fighting for a job opportunity. In such cases, it's important to focus on improving our skills and abilities to stand out from the competition during the interview process. I have another video here that would help you in preparing for the interview, and I will link it at the end of this video. Eric is still actively looking for a job. At this point, he is starting to feel frustrated and beating himself up. This does not help, as staying positive is so important in job hunting. Here is some advice we would like to suggest to Eric, and maybe to you as well. Set realistic goals for yourself, such as the number of job applications you will submit each week, the number of interviews you will aim to secure, or the number of networking events you will attend. Having clear, achievable goals can help you stay focused and motivated throughout the job search process. Establish a daily or weekly routine for your job search activities. This can help you stay organized and on track, and can also give you a sense of accomplishment each day. Networking can be a great way to stay motivated and connected during a job search. Attend industry events, connect with alumni or former colleagues, and join professional associations or online communities. It can be helpful to seek support from friends, family, or a career coach during your job search. They can offer encouragement, advice, and feedback, and can help you stay motivated and focused on your goals. It's just like when you're on a hike, you put in all this effort to reach the summit, but don't forget to take a moment to catch your breath and enjoy the view. Taking care of yourself is essential during a job search. It's important to take breaks and give yourself time to recharge. Make sure you are getting enough sleep, eating well, taking a walk, reading a book, or engaging in a hobby that you enjoy. This can help you avoid burnout and stay motivated. Focus on your strengths, accomplishments, and the progress you have made so far. Staying motivated during a job search is a process that requires patience, persistence, and self-care. Eric is taking our advice and started to set up his daily routine and goals. How about you? Comment below on where you are at, and let's support each other over the job search process. And don't forget to hit the subscribe button for more great content. If you have an upcoming interview, we've got you prepared with another video. Thank you for watching, and we look forward to seeing you soon.